Good afternoon. My name is Engineer LANRE YUSUF, and I'm the Director of Software and Biometrics at the National Identity Management Commission, which is an government ID solution provider in Nigeria. The history of ID has taken a very long time in Nigeria. Like most countries have the challenge of identifying their citizens. So in Nigeria, we had the first, the well-known, talked about ID project, which is like in 2003, okay? And this was an out-of-the-box ID project, which was concession to a French company, okay, called Sagem, and they were able to capture about 56 million Nigerians at that time, and they issued an identity token, okay? Unfortunately, after that program, the data, because it's a proprietary solution, the government at that time could not use the data, don't have access to the data. So that led to an enactment of an act of creating the National Identity Management Commission in 2007. And with that act, in collaboration with the Department of Civic Registration at that time, created the NIMC, and we started the project afresh, okay? And that's the project that we've started, whereby the project was conceived so that there will be an enrollment solution, and you capture Nigerians, issue an 11-digit identification number, also issue a token, which is the card, a multi-purpose card, and as well get involved with harmonization and integration with other identity agencies, where in this case, driver's license, the National Population Commission that is responsible for birth and death, and also the Nigerian Immigration Service that is responsible for issuing passport. Also, in addition to capturing, one of the rules is that you must capture the 10 fingerprint biometrics, okay? And also capture the picture, which is face. There's the third modality, which is iris. We've not included iris, but there's working plan to do an upgrade to include iris as the third modality of biometric identification. Yeah, the lesson learned from the fallout from the initial identity project is that the introduction of the local content. So in this project, the software, the enrollment software, was designed and developed by local vendor. We have also, as a commission, developed an in-house enrollment application. Okay, another layer that does happen in this case is that the introduction of verification. Okay, what the use of having an identity if you cannot verify? So there's a digital verification, whereby real-time verification, and this verification also will make provision for API, whereby other stakeholders, in this case government agencies, and also the private individuals, to plug in. And that has seen a lot of interest. We've been able to plug in the financial institutions, the banks, consuming the verification. By rule now in Nigeria, you cannot procure a passport or renew an existing passport without having the national identification number. So the NIN is embedded, encoded on the passport. Okay, we are working with the Vehicle Registration Authority, whereby driver's license also, you will need to have an NIN to get your license. And also we have PENCOM, which is the Pension Commission, whereby also to get those benefits, most of these government services, you need to have an NIN. For example, one of the key private shareholders that are consuming the verification service are the telcos. They're the mobile telephone companies. Okay, it is by law now that for you to have a SIM card, you must have an NIN. Okay, so also we've seen other use cases whereby employers of labor, both private and government, are requesting for NIN. Okay, we're also moving towards probably the airlines before they sell you ticket or before you board a plane, or get some services like hospitals, healthcare insurance. You know, you need an NIN. So it's becoming viral and important to some of the services, both government and private, that citizens and legal resident consume. Yeah, absolutely. There were challenges, and we've been able to. We are managing the challenges. Okay, there are still challenges, but they've reduced significantly. One of the major challenges is acceptance. Okay, because of the level of literacy, most people still don't understand the idea that why would they need an identity. Nigeria is one of the few countries in the world whereby you can travel from the north to south and nobody asks you for any means of identification. Okay, few years ago you can board a plane or enter public transport without identification, but that is changing now. That tells you the level of awareness. We also have, because in that case, up to 2015, we had only about 7 million enrollment, but we were able to ramp up enrollment because of collaboration. One of the major collaborators that really advanced our cause are the banking system, which is the Nigerian interbanking system, whereby we harmonized about 15 million records of the BVN. We adopted those that meet the criteria. We were able to bring them on board and generated an NIN for them. So right now we have about 103 or 104 million records in the database. And it is projected, the estimated population of Nigeria is between 200 and 230. So at this point we can say that we are about at 15%, we've captured about 50% of the population, and we are making much advancement, and the awareness is becoming more now because of some of the key services that you cannot consume those services without having an NIN. So pretty much we do believe that NIN has come to stay, and also to make things easier in terms of verification, we've introduced also digital ID, whereby we've moved from issuing a piece of paper to having a digital copy on your phone, on your smartphone. And this is just to make life easier for the citizen in some of the benefits of what the national identification system provides. We are also aware there are a lot of citizens that are unbanked because some of them live in areas whereby there are poor communication in the rural area. We've tried to make things easier for them. We partner with, we give license to private companies, so we call them the front-end partners, whereby they can go to the hinterlands, to places how to get area to capture citizens. We've seen a lot of interest in that. Community leaders have been, public awareness is being made known on TV, on radios, on jingles, to make sure that every community is aware of the importance of the national identification number. And also, recently, there will be government programs like palliative that the poorest of the poor will enjoy. And one of the criteria is that for you to qualify for this program or for you to get this benefit, you must have your NIN. So we do believe that this will also increase adoption, and will bring more people who naturally wouldn't have come for the service, will come to get registered for this NIN. Yes. Our next step is right now, the World Bank has already also picked interest. They want, there's a program that they are supporting Nigeria with a grant, whereby it is believed that within 3 years, we're supposed to be able to capture every Nigerian. So usually funding has been the challenge, but with this relationship with the World Bank, I think we will get some funds that will assist in wrapping up or concluding the enrollment. But identity is an ongoing process. We cannot capture everybody because the projection in Nigeria is that newborns, we have about 7 to 8 newborns every year. So you have 7 to 8 million people to capture yearly. And also modifications, people change names, people change addresses. Okay, so these are also services that you need to update your data, which we increase, by the day, and the National Identity Management Commission will be on their toes to make sure they are ready and able to provide these services. So again, cross-border relationship, okay, without standards, it will be difficult for you to move from one country to the other. So one of the main reasons why we're here in India, in Bangalore especially, is to work with agents to adopt the MOSIP program, whereby it's developed based on open source, so that we can increase efficiency and be able to bring services to different stakeholders due to interoperability, so that the foundational identity can drive the economy, both in financial and all other sectors of the economy. Well, they need to be proactive and know that it's a big project. Okay, the same way Nigeria, despite the fact that we've covered about 50% of the population, but we're here in India to see how to learn from what India has done, to have 1.3 billion citizens and about 90% captured into the database is something to cherish. So we're here to learn and to adopt best practices. So any other country that also would like to start identity program, you look at where it's been done before. There is Pakistan, there is India, there is now Nigeria, and there are a few countries also in Africa that have adopted best practices and came up with identity program that works for their community, but most importantly, based on well-known and acceptable standards, so that there can be interoperability. Yes, so thank you again for the opportunity, and thanks to our new Director General, Engineer Abisoye Koka Odusote, who is now the new champion of identity. We're here to look at best ways of doing things, okay, looking at best practices, and also incorporating open source to make sure that what we have is sustainable, and also to partner with other stakeholders, especially the financial sector, to make sure that all the services that they provide for the citizens are done in real time and to the betterment of the country. Thank you so much.